A Escola Nacional de Formação e Aperfeiçoamento de Magistrados do Trabalho, ENAMAT, participou, juntamente com representantes das 24 escolas judiciais do trabalho, da 7ª Conferência Internacional para a Formação e Capacitação do Judiciário. O evento aconteceu em Pernambuco e foi promovido pela Organização Internacional de Formação Judiciária, IOJT, que agrega 120 membros de 70 países. Professores e magistrados estrangeiros deram uma entrevista para a TV ENAMAT falando sobre o critério de seleção para professor em cada escola nos seus respectivos países e deram opinião sobre a formação profissional de magistrados. Nos Estados Unidos, por exemplo, existem 16 mil juízes e a secretária-geral da IOJT, Mary McQueen, falou sobre a realização no evento no Brasil.
We'd like to know how many judicial schools are there in your country?
Well, as you know, that we have a two-tiered justice system in the United States. So there are a variety of schools for the federal judges, and I work in the state courts. And so there's a judicial college in every state, similar to Brazil. Then there's a national judicial college. So that means that we have at least 54.
And how many judges approximately are skilled every year in your formation?
Well, we have, the required introductory course orientation that new judges are required to attend. And so it really depends on how many judicial vacancies there are in a year for the orientation program. And most states have required mandatory judicial education every year for continuing education, and so if we assume that every judge has to take at least a minimum of several hours a year, there are over 16,680 judges in the United States.
And how is the recruitment for the judges in the Judiciary United States?
Well, that's also different. We have 50 states, and the judicial selection process is controlled by the Constitution of the 50 states. So the federal judges in the United States are nominated by the President of the United States and confirmed by the Senate. Each of the 50 states has a different way of selecting judges.
And what do you think is the importance of this kind of events worldwide, especially in Brazil?
Well, I think looking at some of the innovations that I think your school, developing online courses, because we know that one of the biggest challenges in some ways for judicial education is the time and the cost, because we want judges to be hearing cases, but at the same time, because of the complexity of the law and that it changes, whether it's civil law or common law, there's a lot of change. If you just think about the new types of crimes from social media or just kind of cyber crime, those result in new causes of action in front of the judges. So we have to constantly be keeping them up to date on those changes. And so I think that your school has been very visionary because they've said, okay, for some types of courses that maybe are substantive changes, we can do an online course. So the judge doesn't have to travel to Brasilia or have to travel to the state capital and take 2 or 3 days out of court to receive that education. But on the other hand, I think the seminars that you host provide that network opportunity, because I think sometimes judges are so isolated, because they're in their courtroom, they're dealing with their caseload. And I think we all need that opportunity to share what some of our challenges are, to hear what best practices are, not to talk about the cases, because we know that the judges have to decide the cases, but to say, well, how are you dealing with this kind of new digital evidence? Because, now everybody's got a camera on their phone. And so when you see a crime being committed, some people pull out their camera and take a picture. But sometimes the camera doesn't see the entire event. And so how do judges deal with some of those kind of new evidentiary issues? So I think providing the seminars where there's actual interaction and discussions very helpful. But I do think that providing the materials that the school provides, looking at alternative ways of providing the education like online, and then thinking about those hands-on networking opportunities make it complete. So you have the best judges available to the citizens, because I really believe that the public's trust in government starts with their trust in judges. And so I think the school really contributes to the public's trust in the judiciary.
Okay, and what is your opinion about this specific event here in Brazil? What do you think is the importance of this for the future?
I think we were very excited to bring this conference full circle back to Brazil, and it's the first time that this conference has been hosted in South America. And in meeting with the various leaders of the state and federal systems, we knew that there was a lot to be learned from our colleagues in Brazil. So I believe this conference has given us the opportunity to take advantage of some of those innovations that have occurred in Brazil, and to also create that network. And so the warmth of the hosts, and I think the fact that all the judicial schools came together to host this conference was really a message to all of us about the importance of networking together. So I think it's been an incredibly successful conference, and I think Brazil and the citizens of Brazil should be very proud of their judiciary.
Thank you very much, Mary McQueen. Okay.
A ENAMAT foi a primeira escola no país a oficializar e regulamentar os cursos para o ingresso e promoção na carreira de juízes no Brasil.